We're gonna take a bike ride today from the Kenna-Samatan neighborhood to the Nation, Place de la Nation, and then we're going to sit at a cafe where hopefully we have a good view and do some people watching for a while. So let me just see what my route is. Philippe Auguste all the way there. What street is that? La Triomphe. Okay, well, let's see. I've never been to this place. See how it goes. I have my dot bike. It's got the perfect seat height. Just put on my helmet. It's got the perfect seat height. And get going. Oh, sorry, I've got the video on and now there's a feedback loop. Let me fix that. Oh, sorry, I've got the video on and now there's a feedback loop. Okay. Wait, did I? Oh, I didn't unlock it. What? Did somebody glue the bike lock? Hang on a sec. Sometimes people mess with these bikes in the strangest ways. Someone legit glued this bike shut. Let's try it one more time. Definitely. Okay, so where's the next one? I guess I could walk. Okay, good enough. Little walk on the boulevard to get to the bike. Right now. Take a scooter, even though it's the last days of scootering in Paris. They've been banned, but they haven't been removed yet. I think at the end of August is when they officially are over. So until then, you can technically ride them, but what I suspect is that they'll stop maintaining them and they're going to get all thrown in the river bit by bit. So probably scooters will disappear in a week or two. And we'll just be left with bikes, which is not as convenient because I like to ride them, but not gonna lie, a lot of people ride really crazy with them, so let's go over here. I don't want to take my own bike because laziness. I'll be huffing and puffing and like bouncing around when I'm actually pedaling rather than just riding a mini motorcycle, which is essentially what the dot bikes are. Let's try it again. It was too good to be true, the last one. It was set perfectly at my height already. No, couldn't connect. See if you're online. What do you mean I'm not online? I'm so online right now, you have no idea. Okay, that's better. Okay, that's more like it. I'm tall, so I need the bike up real high. Okay, we just have to do a little turnaround here because we're going the wrong way for our destination. The weather is finally nice. Disconnect, but it's someone else's beeping, not mine, I guess. So this is the neighborhood called Belleville. The neighborhood I'm always complaining about. I had it up to here. No. And then we'll be going through Ménilmontant, Charonne, and then Nation. This is where we had our little hangout last week, where I had a glass of wine and chatted with y'all. Y'all. Felt good to say y'all. It's pretty funny. This was one of the neighborhoods where they were collecting trash the whole time of the strike. It was some of the more posh quarters. Yeah, nice job, guy blocking the bike lane. In the more posh quarters is where they weren't picking it up, so it was more keenly felt. This neighborhood's usually pretty trashy on a regular day. Even if they clean up, it's just the people are slobs here. It's the neighborhood where people throw things. I don't know, I'm complaining, and it's the cleanest I've seen the neighborhood in ages, so I don't have anything to back it up today. Although there is a motorcycle riding behind me in the bike lane. That's pretty funny. I can't wait till they ban motorcycles next. going to ride for a while. Then I'm going to sign off and switch to my phone camera. Or no, maybe I'll just leave this one on and I'll just mount it on the tripod. Yeah, that's what I'll do. So I'll mount it on the tripod. We'll do some people watching from the cafe. Feel like Switzerland. Yeah, this is what our neighborhood looks like. Granted, there was the marché, so it's worse, but it's just kind of like a general disorder vibe over here. It is not the posh quartier. The good news is I think I found where everybody went from one of my favorite bars when it closed. There was this bar called Bar Les Idiots, the Idiots Bar. It was so fun because the people there were really cool. It was just a total dive, nothing special. But the people were really cool. And I don't know how this started, but there were pop-up horn sections that would like thump along to songs. So people would play horns along to the songs. On, you know, pretty much every night of the week there'd be a horn section, and like the DJ would be playing music or just the bartender, and then people would just have a horn section to go along with it. So I guess all the trombone and tuba players, etc., of Paris, that was kind of their bar. And then it closed during COVID. It didn't reopen after COVID, so I was big sad. But I was just poking around and I found a bar that I think maybe this horn section habit has moved to, because they had a picture of people and everybody was, they had a horn section. So I'm like, oh, this is where everybody went when Les Idiots closed. Right now we're on Boulevard de Ménilmontant, next to the Père Lachaise cemetery, the famous cemetery. I was looking at some of my lives yesterday from the protest, and I realized I have to up my game with the camera work a little bit and maybe go slowly. Sometimes I turn the camera too quickly. Probably just did that right now. I'm stopped at a light, so it's easy to show you the Père Lachaise cemetery, the famous cemetery where they used to have the bust of Jim Morrison. An artist had made it. So Jim Morrison, the singer of The Doors, is buried there. Oh, is this bike not working? Okay. Philippe Auguste. I think so. I have to think about that. I think I'm going the right way. As far as I know, the protest from yesterday didn't go past Nation, which a lot of the times they do. It's one of the main protest squares. So they'll not have too much vestige of yesterday. It would be interesting to go to Place d'Italie and see what's going on over there today. See how it looks after. I don't know how last night went because, like you saw, I pieced out kind of early because I wasn't in the mood to get kettled into the square and tear gassed. But if you look at some of my old lives, you can see 2 weeks ago we were at the protest and we got tear gassed a couple times. It was interesting. In France, we like the construction so something. There's a magazine called So Film, So Foot, which is short for football. They call it Foot. It's kind of funny to put it in English because, of course, in English we don't even call it football, we call it soccer. Probably the British don't. I don't know about the Aussies. I have to ask Cameron. He's my comrade in streaming. He's out these days. So this is what Paris looks like on a Friday afternoon. Does it look safe to you? I think so. Looks pretty cool. My philosophy about the protest is you can't take the heat, stay out of the kitchen sort of thing. Okay, so we're looking for La Triomphe and we're looking to return this bike. So I think it's on the other side of the Place. This is a huge square. When I first moved to Paris, I rented an Airbnb for the first month that I was here while I looked for an apartment because I thought, oh, a month is about a good amount of time to look for an apartment. Haha. Joke's on me. Just by the skin of our teeth we got one, but it's a little more complicated. It's harder than New York. I used to live in New York. New York is pretty tricky. New York is like whoever has the most money and can show that they have the most money demonstrably can get the apartment, whereas here there's kind of a different flavor to how they pick who gets the apartment. So it's funny like that, very French. You just submit your dossier, as it's called, your file with all your info, and there's like if the apartment's priced reasonably, there's 20 other applications. So what you do is and when you go to these showings, you're just like, what? Holy hell, because you go into a showing and the apartment's empty and people are sitting on the floor filling out applications, and they address their dossier to the real estate agent with a picture of themselves on the front and like a pleading letter, and then you're filling out the application. Everyone's sitting in the living room, on the floor, in the hallway, and as I understand, like eventually you just get lucky and they pick you, and that's how it works, is that they just pick your file one day. So people don't really expect to be like, oh, I'm gonna move and find my dream apartment. Obviously, the higher you go up in price, these people are not aware of the concept of a bike lane, I guess. The higher you go up in price, you're gonna make them aware. The higher you go up in price, the fewer people are competing with you. Ah, La Triomphe. So here we are. So perfect. There's a bike station here and everything. Isn't it grand? They have the bike setup thing all worked out. See, there's the little ads on the Lime bikes. Psst. My sister, the e-scooter, is risking disappearing from Paris. Make sure to vote on April 2nd. I think a lot of the people who use them didn't vote for it because there's too many clowns like riding around like maniacs. Oh, I didn't lock the bike. Amen. All done. So here we are, Place de la Nation. Take off all my gear, my riding gear. I wasn't on this street, but I was living maybe two streets down for a couple months. No, a month. It was a whole month. So here we are rolling up to this cafe. Super cute. This was Marie's idea. Oh, I had a meeting here once, a long time ago. And it's really funny because there was this guy that was really into doing a podcast. And I was trying to figure out what his deal was. And he told me eventually that he was smuggling drugs from Spain or something through Morocco. Or no, drugs here through Morocco. Like from Morocco through, anyway, by boat. So I was like, yeah, maybe. Bonjour. En fait, je cherche quelqu'un. Merci. Okay, so let's see who is here already. So, I haven't seen Marie yet. En fait, on n'était pas ici déjà. Je peux prendre une table. Ok, merci. Ok, merci. So I can install myself, as they say, where, yeah, which is outside. Pretty good view. Le Triomphe. Service continue means they don't shut down in between lunch and dinner. So let's switch over to the get organized. Oh, you know what I think? I didn't bring my tripod, so I'm gonna have to switch to the gimbal with my phone. So I'll be signing off, but I'll be right back.